At 87, people often ask me, do you have any regrets? And the truth is, I have a few, but they're not the kind you might expect. I don't regret the mistakes I made or the times I fell short. I regret the moments I didn't fully live, the things I only learned when it was almost too late. You see, life has a way of teaching lessons quietly over decades. Sometimes it whispers and sometimes it shouts. But if you listen closely, every experience, even the painful ones, carries wisdom. So today I want to share 6 lessons life taught me too late, in the hope that you'll learn them sooner, while there's still time to use them, because no matter how old you are, it's never too late to start living wisely. Stay with me until the end, because the last lesson is the one I wish someone had told me when I was 30. When I was younger, I thought being busy meant I was doing something important. Every hour of my day was filled. Work, errands, responsibilities. I wore exhaustion like a badge of honor, but now I realize I was often running from silence, because silence forced me to face myself. I spent so much time doing that I forgot to just be. And there's a big difference between the two. Purpose doesn't come from how much you do. It comes from knowing why you do it. Some of the most meaningful moments in my life weren't when I was achieving. They were when I was present reading to my children, listening to my wife hum in the kitchen, sitting in the garden with nothing but the sound of the wind for company. If you're always rushing, you'll miss the very life you're trying to build. Take a breath. Ask yourself not, what do I have to do today? But rather, why am I doing it? That one question can change everything. For many years, I believed love was something that just worked if it was real. But that's not true. Even the strongest relationships fade when left unattended. I was married for 52 years, and I'll be honest, there were seasons when we felt like strangers living under the same roof. Not because the love was gone, but because we both stopped tending to it. Love, like a garden, needs care. It doesn't thrive on grand gestures. It thrives on small consistencies, a touch on the shoulder, an apology spoken before pride sets in, a "how was your day?" asked like you truly mean it. I once believed saying "I love you" was enough, but it's not the words. It's the presence behind them. If you're in a relationship, take it from someone who learned too late. Don't let comfort turn into distance. Keep showing up even when it's inconvenient, because love doesn't fade from lack of passion. It fades from lack of attention. I spent a good portion of my life chasing financial stability, and I'm glad I did. It allowed me to care for my family and sleep without fear of bills piling up. But here's what I learned too late. After a certain point, money stops adding joy. It just adds noise. I know people with beautiful houses who are miserable inside them, and I've met old friends who live simply but laugh every single day. When you're young, you think peace comes from security, but peace actually comes from alignment, from living in a way that matches your values. I wish I had spent more time investing in moments, not things, in memories, not possessions. Because the older you get, the less you care about what you own, and the more you care about who's sitting across from you at the dinner table. So earn what you need, live responsibly, but never forget. Wealth without peace is just a heavier burden to carry. There was a man I didn't speak to for almost 20 years. He was my best friend once. We had a falling out over something small: pride, stubbornness, ego. I told myself I'd never call him first. Then one day I got a call from his daughter. He had passed away. I remember sitting alone in my chair that night, realizing all those years I held on to anger. I was only hurting myself. Holding a grudge doesn't punish the other person. It just keeps your own heart heavy. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're done letting it poison your peace. I learned to forgive not because others deserved it, but because I deserve freedom. If there's someone you've been avoiding, someone you used to love but now think of with bitterness. Call them not for their sake, but for yours. Time has a cruel way of closing doors before you're ready. Don't wait until it's too late to knock. When I was 60, I started noticing the small betrayals of aging. The ache in my knees, the tremble in my hands, the mirror showing a stranger's reflection. For a while, I hated it. I compared myself to my younger self and felt like I was losing a battle I never signed up for. But now I see it differently. This body, the one with scars, wrinkles, and limitations, isn't failing me. It's carried me. It's been through decades of living, working, loving, grieving, and healing. It's a vessel that's done its best with what it was given. So now, instead of criticizing it, I thank it. When my legs ache, I remind myself, they've carried me for 87 years. When my hands shake, I remember, they've held babies, built homes, and comforted others. If you're younger than me, please take care of your body now, not because you want to look better, but because you want to feel alive longer. And if you're older, don't hate your reflection. Every line is proof that you've lived. You are not decaying. You are transforming. When I was 40, I thought I had endless time. When I was 60, I started to notice it slipping faster. And now at 87, I see how precious and short it really is. We treat time like it's renewable. We waste it on arguments, on resentment, on things that won't matter next year. But time is the one thing you never get back. You can rebuild money, reputation, even health sometime, but not time. If I could go back, I'd worry less about what's next and more about what's now. Because someday isn't a day on the calendar. I've learned that the meaning of life isn't found in what you do. It's found in how deeply you notice the moments you're in. If you love someone, tell them now. If you dream of something, start today. If you've been waiting for a better time, let me tell you as someone who's nearly out of it, there is no better time than now. Final thoughts. Looking back, I don't see a perfect life, but I see a full one. There were mistakes, heartbreaks, triumphs, and quiet miracles. And I realize now that the beauty of life isn't in how long it lasts, but in how deeply we live it while we can. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Don't rush through your days as if they're endless. Every sunrise you wake to is a gift, and every breath is an invitation to notice, to love, to be grateful. Thank you for listening to the reflections of an old soul who's still learning, even now. And if these words touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a reminder that it's never too late, not to change, not to forgive, and not to truly live. Because as long as you're breathing, your story isn't over yet.